So we're back again with Sera-Lys, and we were just talking about, she was talking about how she loves acting and she could do it every day, all day, if only she could afford to. And,
yeah.
Well,
luckily it has turned into a job for me, but you know, sometimes you get projects like Smoke that don't pay very much, so I saved money from the contract I had previously. I live very cheaply, and I still get part-time work just to keep some extra money flowing in whenever I can, and I've been pretty resourceful with that. So I just continue. You know, you got to do what you got to do to make the dream happen and make the art come alive. So.
Yes, you have to do what you have to do, and,
yeah.
and people who are actors do a lot to try to make money in order to survive.
Yeah, it's true.
It's very hard to get a break sometimes.
It is, but you just gotta keep on keeping on, because it just
what else
sometimes.
are you gonna do? Give up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't do that.
And I'm so lucky to find something that I love that gives me that kind of direction in my life, because a lot of people don't have that.
That's right. They gruel away at jobs because they have to make a living, but they don't have much passion for it, and it's hard to find sometimes one's passion and to do something with it. So you have it.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. What do you remember about your most exhilarating moment in your career of acting?
I guess there's been several great moments in my career, but and actually there's been a couple times over the past year, so I had a pretty good year, where I was getting flown around between Toronto and Vancouver to shoot things back and forth, and I was just like in the plane, and I got a little misty-eyed because I was just so happy that, you know, I wasn't paying for this plane ride, but I still get to go across the country to do a job that I absolutely love to do, that other people have acknowledged that I'm good at and want to pay me to do. And a couple years ago, I was in very dire straits financially, and I didn't know how I was going to get back on my feet, and I just tried to get work and to go to auditions and to get the right team behind me, and I'm still working on that, but it's worked out, you know, and I'm really, really thankful for that, and to me that makes me feel like I've made the right decision in my life. One of the best things, actually I haven't talked about yet, that I worked on last year, that I've worked on ever, is called Skye Chang, and it's a pilot, and I play Skye, so I was the lead. That was the first time I was ever the lead character in like a TV or film thing, and besides a short film, and it's a kung fu sci-fi TV show. And
you're a kung fu fighter?
Yeah, but I'm a native kung fu fighter. So there's a native girl and an Asian girl, so there's Skye and Chang. And also I have the ability to slip through time, but I don't know how to control this ability, so it just kind of happens sometimes. So that's where the sci-fi comes in, but I got to start training kung fu for that for about 4 months before we shot. And now I really like kung fu and kickboxing. Those are like two things that I really, really enjoy doing in my life, and I feel also have grounded and centered me. And
so you don't have any stand-ins in your film? You probably do have some.
Well, we do, but you have to do some stuff.
Some of it
you have to be believable.
Yeah.
And especially when it's, you know, up close shot, like of your face, like you have to be able to actually
register everything.
Yeah, but we do use stunt doubles because they're much better at it. They're like so pro, and they know how to hit their marks and do the somersault and all this stuff. There's a lot to learn, but it was still an amazing experience.
If you had 4 hours to spend with an actor, 4 hours, you could do anything you want, what actor would you pick?
I'm just gonna go with the first thing that came to my mind and say Sarah Polley. She's a Canadian actress. She started as a child actress. She's now a director, and I've just always been in awe of her craft. I just think she's so interesting to watch, and she's also a very interesting person. She's very, like, she writes, and she creates movies now, and she adapts things, and she just seems like she has a lot of really interesting opinions and perspectives about things, and she cares a lot about her Canadian identity, and I care a lot about my Canadian identity as well. I do want to work in the U.S. and you know, I have that opportunity open to me, so I'm glad that, you know, I definitely want to take advantage of that, but I will always have a special place in my heart for Canada as a country.
How do you spell her last name? Is it
Polley, Polley?
Thank you. So if you had a day, this is a different kind of day. If you had a day with no obligations, you didn't have to do anything that you didn't want to do, maybe you would say that you would act because of what you said before. But if you had a day with no obligations, what would you do? How would you spend it?
I would probably, maybe not acting so much, but I might like sing, and I like doing musical theater stuff, so sometimes I sing along to Broadway songs.
Ah,
I would love to go to a Broadway play.
Uh-huh.
I like spending time with my cat.
Uh-huh. What's your cat's name?
Fluff Poo. So she's a cutie.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I would probably say I would just do relaxing, enjoyable things.
Have you been to a Broadway play?
I have. It's been a while though.
Mm-hmm. So would you like to live, we're going to wrap up right now,
Sure.
But if you have any contact information that you would like to leave with the followers of YouTube, you can go ahead right now and put that out there.
Sure, okay, so my name is Sera-Lys McArthur, spelled Sera-Lys, last name McArthur. My website is seralys.workbooklive.com. You can send me an email through there if you need to contact me. It also has my agents. I'm with Collingwood Management in Vancouver and Noble Kaplan Abrams in Toronto. And yeah, you can look for me on Vimeo, IMDb, or on my Sera-Lys McArthur fan page on Facebook.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today, Sera-Lys.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. So this is Mark Sell from the YouTube channel Therapy for the Heart. We're going to sign off now. And if you like the channel and you like today's talk, then you could press the like button. And that would make me happy, as I usually say. And I hope you enjoy it. And we'll be having some more interviews, by the way, about smoke with some other actors. So look for those. And thank you again. We're going to sign off. Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.